Okay, if you notice, let's go to the layout. If you notice down here under the value, we'll take a look at the format in which the area is given to us. Now, we've done this with the contours command. Remember, we had to change the accuracy on the contour, the index contour, from 3 decimal places to 1, and there was a window very similar to this. So if you wanted to change any information here, you would grab it from this area here. You can maybe right here we have information regarding the parcel area, but you can include the parcel number, the parcel perimeter. You can just keep on stacking that stuff in here by selecting one and then hitting the arrow, okay? But we won't do anything. We're just inspecting that this is the area, okay, that we're asking for. Okay, I think we're okay. The only thing I have a problem with is the layer. And I'm not, let's see if I can pop that on a different layer. There's none made. So let's just go ahead and keep it on 0 for the time being. Let's see, and let's go to drag state. What drag state is if I'm cluttered in this area and I want to drag out that dimension or the area of that parcel, I can drag it out and the style will change automatically to accommodate the drag out style. Okay, that's what that's all about. Okay, close that. And let's move to step number 7. Okay, our next assignment is exercise 617, and that's where we're going to create a parcel by a layout. Now note we already have the parcel geometry laid out here, and we're going to go ahead and emulate that and create a parcel automatically. Now, why would we create a parcel if we already have the geometry sitting here? Well, sometimes you're just using this as a sketch, as a scratch. You're turning angles, you're refining the design, and let's say you already have it, but you don't necessarily want to commit this design line to a parcel. So you can go ahead and copy over the top of it and create a parcel there, maintaining your rough sketch. Okay, so let's go to parcels and let's look at the parcel, create parcel by layout. Okay, and all of a sudden this little window pops up. Now we've seen this window before with the profile, edit the profile geometry and the create alignment layout. Okay, and so this is very similar. And go ahead and hover over some of these icons and you can see what they'll exactly do. Okay, so you can kind of investigate that, and we're going to work through some of these right now. Now we want to go ahead and look at the change the parcel settings first before we even do that. So let me cancel that. Let's go to settings and we want to go to parcels. Okay, what we want to do now is we want to create a parcel. Okay, so let's go to the parcel command and invoke the command parcel by layout, and we want to go ahead and create a parcel, and up comes this window. We've dealt with this window before, and it's going to place the parcel on site 1, which is fine. Our parcel style, let's change that to chapter 4, and we're going to keep the layers the way they are, and change the area label style to chapter 4 as well. And then we're going to automatically add the segment, the labels on the segment lengths, and we've done this before as well. Okay, and I think we want to change this to, now let's keep that to standard. He didn't ask us to change it, so we're just going to change the area label style to 4. Say OK, and now we're in the create parcel. So what we want to do now is add a line. So we're going to start our way from here and work our way down to this corner. Okay, so let's add the line, and the author asks us to start the line at, let's see, okay, the author asks us to start at 16000, comma 19000. Okay, and we'll hit yes, and that just coincidentally happens to be there. Okay, now it's asking us for the second point, the next point, which is here. Okay, Okay, unlike line commands, a line command, regular line command in AutoCAD, I can trace from one to the other and just keep on working in a little chain. With the parcels, it's not that way. The parcels work a little different. So what I need to do is, now this is my end of the first run, so now I have to start my second run at the point of the end of my first run, okay, if that makes sense. So now I have to go to the end of this one, now to the end of that one, okay? Okay, now I'm here at this arc. So what I need to do is place an arc in there. So let me go to this command, and I'll choose the 3-point, fixed 3-point, and it's asking me for a starting point, and my starting point is the ending of the last line. And then it's the second point. I want to type near because it's a 3-point definition. Now look at how my arc swings. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the end of this there, and I'm good to go. Now I want to go back to the line command because I have to define that last leg as a line. I start my line at the end of the arc, and now I traverse down to the end, and I'm there. So I just hit return, and let me cancel that, and hit X to exit. Don't forget to read your prompts. And there we go. We've created a parcel, and all the parcel labels exist there. Okay. Now note one thing, that once I issued the create parcel command, I never left it. I traced all the way around it, and I never left the command. Okay. So that's kind of important. Okay. Now let's go to exercise 6-18, and what we want to do is we want to modify this parcel here. We want to edit it. So go ahead and highlight it and go back to the parcels, create parcel by layout, and it knows that we want to work in this parcel. So let's go ahead and go to insert a PI. Okay, let's just pick a point out here. The author asks you to enter in a specific number. Let's just use a point out here. And notice how the parcel modifies. Okay, goes ahead and updates the each one of the segments and adds the next segment. Okay. Okay. Let's go to 6-19, where we're going to create a parcel from the objects. And you went ahead and did this with. Let me erase this parcel. You went ahead and did this in, I guess, on week 2, chapter. I think it was chapter 2. So. And this is relatively simple. So I want to go up here to parcels and parcel from objects. Okay, and go ahead and select the parcel you want to create. Again, you want to place this on site 1. You want to make the parcel style chapter 4 parcel style, and the labels as well. Automatically add the segments, and you want to, let's not erase the existing. And we say OK. And there we go. Basically, it's the same deal. This is a lot simpler than the previous procedure, but we had to kind of go through it. Okay. Okay. In the same drawing you're working in, let's navigate over to the station and the parcels here. Okay. Zip over there. And what we want to do is, for this exercise, and this is exercise 6-20, what we want to do is create a 45-foot right-of-way offset for the center line road that we have right here. Okay, let's go back to our picture here. Okay, remember this? This is a center line control, and here we have the EPs, or the edge of pavements. Okay, look at this trimmed area right here. Okay, that trimmed area right there could potentially be the right-of-way of this road. Okay, that could be the property of the county from this limit to this limit. Let me draw it in yellow. Okay, maybe from right here to about right there. Okay, so let's say in this case, that's the 45 feet that the author wants us to place in there for the right-of-way. Okay, so he wants us to put 45 feet in and trim these parcels. Okay, but first of all, we have to create these 3 parcels, or these 3 polylines into parcels. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is go convert them to parcels. So go to parcel, and then create parcel from layout, or from objects. Okay, and I want to select all 3 of these and say OK, and just let's select chapter 4 for all of those, and let's go ahead and say automatic, and erase existing entities is fine. And somehow I don't think that worked because the shading did not appear. And so let me open a new drawing, and I will come back. Okay, we're back. Notice the shading here appeared here, and it wasn't in the previous drawing. Remember, we set that up in one of the previous exercises when we first got into the parcels. We set up this little shading. Now, when the shading didn't appear, that prompted me to think that the stationing was not going to act correctly. Okay, and so I just decided to bail and start it all over again. Okay, so here we are. Okay, so we are now, let's see, about on step, well, we're done with step 5 of exercise. Okay, the step where we should be now is, I think, 5. I think we're at step 5 now. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to parcels. And we now want to create a right-of-way. Okay, now we want to select the parcels that are going to be affected by the right-of-way. Remember that the road sits right down here, and we want to offset by 45 feet. Okay, so hit return, and this window pops up. And Civil 3D asks us, well, what's the offset length or distance? And we know that that's going to be 45 feet, not negative 45 feet. And the author asks us to change these two radius dimensions to 35. Now that's going to add these little fillets right in here, okay? And after we're done changing those numbers, go ahead and hit return. And there you go. You can see that we have now a 45-foot offset with now these 35-foot radius fillets in there. So last thing we want to do with parcels is we want to go ahead and put in a parcel line table actually, and we'll go ahead and add tables, add line, and we want to pick both of those, and we're good to go there. I think everything else was fine. We don't want to change the layer, but typically if you're working in a drawing, in a real drawing, you want to layerize almost everything, okay? So we'll say okay, and go plunk, and all of a sudden, notice that our meets and bounds have changed. We no longer have bearings and distances. Now we have little labels. And this label says L1. So if we go to the L1 in our table, L1 tells us that it's this long and that bearing. Okay, so now it's taken the bearings and distances off of the parcels and now placed them in this table. Okay, that's the end of the exercises for the parcels. Now the last exercises for the chapter have to do with alignments.